I'm not going to lie, I did not think exactly this was going to happen. I thought this guy was going to win in New York City. I thought that our market was going to pick up, but I didn't think it was going to happen like the next morning. I'm like, okay, my sellers, like, settle down. I don't think they're just going to come, racing down and, from New York City, but it's, I don't know. I don't even know what time it is, 3 or 4 o'clock. I've literally been on the phone since 7 a.m., nonstop back-to-back calls.
The flight from New York City is in full effect. I mean, we're already starting to see real estate agents get the phone calls that they've been waiting for. And this is wild. And we got to get to this commercial real estate stuff here in a second. Let's hop into this. I got a full cup of coffee for this one.
I had showings scheduled for listings that haven't had showings in a month. And yeah, I was wrong because it literally turned on like a light bulb, literally blew off like a firecracker, and the post-socialist New York City political market is here on our shores in Palm Beach. Welcome.
If you thought that the prices in Florida were bad right now, wait until all those people from New York start coming. That's what happened last time. And now that the prices have already gone up so much in the state of Florida, we're probably going to see them go up more, especially in South Florida. I mean, Florida's got all these things. I mean, we got no income tax, okay? We have homestead exemption that protects your properties. We're looking at no property tax on the ballot. And they're fleeing from somebody that's wanting to raise taxes, really hurt property ownership, and going full socialism. I mean, I don't know why people wouldn't leave. We're going to hop into commercial real estate right here in a second, because that's the next step of this. It's like a 2-3 phase event. They got him as Florida Real Estate Agent of the Year. Well, we've seen a few Democratic politicians that have done that. Texas is full. Hey, people are saying Texas is full. You can come on to Florida. I'm a Florida real estate agent. I'd be happy to help you with this move. And if I can, I'll find somebody that can. Email is down below. We're talking about how many millionaires are leaving New York City. And yeah, why wouldn't they? And they're the ones that are creating the jobs, and they're the ones paying most of the taxes. I don't really see how any of these policies get going. But you know what? Commercial real estate is the next sector of this.
I'm all about commercial real estate, which is getting its ass handed to it right now. A lot of opportunity coming. Just saw a headline. A head economist at Citi said it's going to be a hard landing.
The environment has crumbled for commercial real estate. We got high interest rates. We got NOI and cash flows that are not cash flowing. And if you're going to come in with harsher bureaucratic policies to make commercial real estate not feasible, the price of them are going to collapse because it's all based on cash flow. And people have been saying this for years because of the high interest rates, and all this debt has to be refinanced in the next year or two. I think it's like almost like $1.5 trillion. And why would they do that in New York City? You can't even cover the maintenance costs on a lot of these properties.
Well, anybody that tells you, in my opinion, that things are rosy is on freaking medication. Okay, U.S. economy is headed for a hard landing, and the Fed rate cuts won't be enough to rescue it, Citi says. Citigroup, they're not stupid. Jamie Dimon says it's going to be much harder. I think there's incredible opportunity coming. What are you seeing in the housing markets?
When he says incredible opportunity coming, he means lower prices. He means that people are going to lose their butt. Banks are going to go belly up on some of these loans they wrote. And the syndicators, let me tell you, I know quite a few people in the syndication world right now. And if you don't know what syndication is, it's where, a couple investors get 30 dudes to pool their money together to buy a giant building, and they shave their sliver. Well, those cap rates aren't capping anymore, okay? And those buildings they were buying at the top of the bubble because they were just trying to stuff money everywhere are not going to refinance for what they paid for. That's how commercial real estate works. 5-year notes, we're at those 5 years, and they're about to get spanked. He's talking about picking up the pieces once it happens.
So I'm going to tell you this. I asked a gentleman on my team that's been with me for 3 years, and I said, hey, just out of curiosity, are you seeing a lot more people willing to sell for cash offers these days? And he said 100%.
Really? Okay.
I am seeing more people that were calling, texting, throwing their hand in the air because I think they're getting hard up.
You're dealing with people that have to sell.
I'm not seeing this in the residential side, but in the commercial side, yes. They're saying, get me out of these commercial properties now. What are your thoughts? Comments down below. I want to hear what you're thinking about, because everybody across the country has different things that are going on, and they're seeing different things. And that's how we can learn in the comment section below.
He'll learn from history. Maybe the 1 million people that voted him won't realize that socialism's never worked anywhere on the planet Earth ever. And especially What we'll watch is safety and security. That's the number one thing. If people feel like their kids aren't safe on the streets, they will pull them out of school and they will leave. And if he defunds the police or he doesn't give them the honor and prestige they deserve, I think the city's in for a really tough time. We have a big office here ourselves, and I mean, we'll see how this works, but the team in New York is for the first time saying maybe we should leave. New York will survive. It survived de Blasio, but it's a shame it's probably going to get a lot worse before it gets better, and that's coming from a business perspective. You know, I am a greater New York area person. This is an amazing city with a great vitality and great youth and energy, but the core issues are not what he's focusing on. We need to increase housing. That's not going to happen easily, right? You need serious subsidies from the government. If they want us to work with unions, you know, the unions have to be more accommodative on their work laws and the wages and everything else. Otherwise, you can't add economically.
Not to mention that it takes years just to do the permits on these large housing projects, these big apartment buildings. I mean, going through the city for the sewer, the electrical, the bill, the plans, the infrastructure, it is mind-boggling what it takes to build one of these large buildings. And it's incredibly expensive. And you have to give these investors, because the government doesn't make any housing, they beg people to do it for them by giving them subsidies. And if they don't give them some kind of security for the next 5-10 years while they're building these giant projects, they're not going to do it. So you're not going to fix housing anytime soon in New York City. It's just not happening. That's just my opinion. Comments down below. But they elected this guy that every one of his policies hampers them fixing those problems. Because nobody's going to move there with money. Nobody. Like, it makes no sense. None. And if the states were smart, like Florida, Texas, Tennessee, some of these states that want growth, they would open up and they would cut taxes and they would try to grow their economy as much as possible by getting all this money to their area. Like South Florida, like the Panhandle, like, you know, all these areas that are trying to grow, like Austin, you know, even Arizona.
So now that Mamdani won New York City mayoral race, here's a question I got for you. Who do you think's moving to New York City? Who's actually moving? Not forget about the people that are moving out. Or 756,000 families are definitely thinking about moving out of New York City. No. Who's moving to New York City? You may say nobody. You're wrong. A lot of people will. But you know what type of people? Let's go through it together. You think job creators are moving to New York City? Probably not. You think investors are moving to New York City? Probably not. You think families who want safety for their kids and the criminals to be...
It's like a true Atlas Shrugged event. Who's going to be left holding up the city when everybody's pulled out? It's going to be very interesting, but the people that will create growth are not going to be the ones there in the city left standing.
Kept into prison are going to be going to New York City? No. You think people that are pro Second Amendment, safety, low taxes are going to be moving to New York City? No. But who will be moving to New York City?
I watched them interview a lot of business owners yesterday on the ground in New York City, and everything was like, you just made it harder for us to make a living. Now you're going to increase wages. We have to pay our employees more, so the margins get smaller. Insurance is going to go up. Safety is going to go down. Like, everything about these policies is going to affect growth. But we all know that most of New York City is held up by the state funds and federal funds. And a lot of international money coming in. We got the financial capital of the world there. Now, what happens if the financial capital of the world moves? It goes to Miami, Austin, Dallas, where they have other stock exchanges already set up, and it's all digital now. You can literally just unplug it and put it somewhere else if they're willing to fund the infrastructure. If the governor of Florida said, you know what, we are going to facilitate everything possible to make Florida the new finance capital of the United States, now what? Now what, New York? The city, I think, has gotten too big. It is at its pinnacle of how big a city can be and function. And then when you have one person with one ideology coming in and wanting to disrupt the entire thing, you're going to have problems. What are your thoughts? Comments down below. Good, bad, ugly.
If you're a criminal, it's a great time to move to New York City. Think about it. He wants to let people out of prison. Guess what? I'm not telling you to move there, but it's a great policy. If you're somebody that doesn't want to work at all, and you just want entitlement programs, this is a massive opportunity to move to New York City. Massive opportunity to move to New York City. If you're an illegal immigrant, are you kidding me? Like, this is heaven for you. He will protect you. Move to New York City. He will protect you. He's for you. So I think New York City is about to have a net migration increase, not decrease. Everyone's thinking they're going to lose people. They're not going to lose people. It's about to increase. Let me tell you what type of people are going to move there. All of those people we just talked about. FYI, I'm Armenian and a Syrian. You know when Armenians left Iran or Lebanon or Armenia, where they moved to? Glendale. And we all moved because we felt safer there. You know what type of people are going to move to New York City? People who are democratic socialists, people who are Muslims. I would feel safe there if he's the mayor. And people who are wanting entitlement programs. This guy's been raised by a rich family. Mom made money, dad's made money, and entitled. It's kind of cool. So guess what? To all the criminals, those who want entitlement programs, and illegal immigrants, you officially have a great city to move to. It's called New York City.
I get why a lot of people are mad. Younger people are mad, and they're making up a large part of the voting booth right now. And the educational system didn't help. I mean, the median age of first-time homebuyer right now is 40. I mean, that's up from 33 years old. It's showing us that there's an affordability problem. Got it. There totally is. Well, we got to say, why is there an affordability problem? And it's because our politicians are so corrupt. They've printed so much money, talked about this at length. They've inflated our dollar to an insane amount. People can't afford a house anymore. And then they just dilute it by offering different ways to finance it. Because people only think, what is the payment? Not how much it is, what is the payment? So what do they do? They'll just stretch it to a 40-year payment plan. Amortize over 40 years. Then it'll be 50 years. And they're like, like housing, like you can still do the payment. They turned the pot up on us so quickly, and we didn't realize we were cooked. We were the lobster in the boiling water that the temperature went up really slowly. Pretty crazy how they did this to us. I mean, look at the debt of the average household. Just going up, going up, going up. And at what point is this going to break? Because at some point, the amount of money people make versus their monthly payment on this stuff is going to pop. I mean, U.S. household debt. I mean, look at the red line with student loans. People have put themselves up against the wall on a type of debt that cannot be bankrupted. The government slipped in and said, you want to go to school? And then they secured the payment with your labor. It can't be bankrupted. And then, you know what they'll do? Take your Social Security check, federal tax returns. That's what they'll do. And you'll never get a tax return. Oh, and that Social Security, that's gone too. Oh, you still got to pay. Oh, you're trying to retire, but you still got these student loans. That's what they did to you. And I don't think many people understood what they did with the student loan. It was criminal. And those private loans at 10, 15, 20%. The credit cards that they were able to give you 18. Like, I had a full-time job and they wouldn't give me a credit card. But if I went to college, they would give me a high-limit credit card. What does that say to you?
Remember this, middle-class New Yorkers. Remember these excuses, okay? Because you're going to be hearing them a lot. Governor Hochul is not raising the taxes on the rich. It's Governor Hochul's fault. Trump, he's not sending federal funds. He want to starve New Yorkers. It's Trump's fault. I can't give you all of these socialist things. They're not taxing the rich. Remember those excuses, right? So middle class, I know we said we ain't gonna raise your taxes, but New Yorkers are starving. It's only 1 percentage point. It's only a percentage point. You know that boat that you saved for? You retired, you wanted to go fishing. We gonna have to dip in.
The whole rich man versus poor man is a straw man, okay? And there's a reason why the rich don't fear it, okay? It's a straw man argument that you're blaming them for that. And don't blame the politician that did it to you. And the idea of the millionaire. $1 million isn't that much anymore, okay? $1 million income in New York City after 50% taxes, federal taxes, then state taxes. I mean, a person's looking at like $500K. And then you throw this 2% that the way the math works on that is insane. They're at like 480. And then the cost of living is through the roof. And before you know it, you're middle class in New York City making $1 million a year versus like Florida, okay? Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee. Like the cost of living there is insane. So $1 million a year is not that much. Now, if it was $10 million, oh, we're getting there. 20 million, okay. But I'm not a fan because it's one of those things that makes the money say, you know what? Florida, Texas, Tennessee looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Oh, they have industry there too. Or I could just have my business out of there and operate somewhere else. Got to think twice about how this happens. And this is exactly what he's pointing at. People are going to look at this and say, you know what? I'm still going to blame the other side because a politician told me to with his propaganda campaign. And none of my problems got fixed. I elected the guy you told me to, but none of my problems got fixed. So I'm still going to hate the people at the top. It's trickle down propaganda is what it is. I want to know your thoughts. Comment down below. There are ways to fix this by saying, hey, how can we get money to come here instead of how can we penalize money that is here so it leaves? I mean, I would leave. That's why I don't live there.
You know, you wanted to send your kids to private schools so they didn't get indoctrinated by the woke bullshit. Your kids gonna have to go to public school, middle class. You know, I know you worked hard to give them a nice life away from the city, but we're gonna need some of that, okay, to pay for it, all right? Don't worry, it's only temporary. Temporary is their favorite word. It's only gonna be temporary, middle class. You know, once we get rid of Hochul and Trump, then we can tax the rich. But for now, you're gonna have to trust us, middle class. Trust us on this one. Trust me, bro.
Well, these are my thoughts on that. Never trust a politician. Either side of the aisle. Never trust a propaganda machine. And this is the result of a propaganda machine. That they told some people, blame those people, just vote me in. And then when they get voted in, nothing is going to change. This is the clear point and smear campaign that we've seen everywhere. But this is going to make Florida real estate, Texas real estate, the money is going to move. It's already moving. We can see it moving. The calls, the emails that are starting to happen to the state of Florida is going up because people are fed up. They are fed up with this type of politics. It's like the politics went too far to the left and then they go too far to the right. It's like most people just want safe schools. They want to be able to work and keep the money they earn. They want to invest in their community. They want to have a house. They want to feel safe. But you go like this, like humongous wave back and forth. What are your thoughts? I think real estate in New York has a lot of strikes against it. Commercial real estate was already in the tank, and this just was the death nail of it. If you own 5, 6, 7 rentals, if you're a mom and pop rental company in New York City, I don't know how this helps you. Your rent is capped. Or it will be. Airbnbs, toast. They're going to crush those. Your property tax is going to be ridiculous, especially on the big property. How does this financially work out? That's all I got to say about this. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below. If you are looking to move to the state of Florida, Alabama, I'd be happy to help you. If you need a real estate agent anywhere in the country, I can help you find one. If you don't know what to do, I can help you with that. I have people all over the United States that I can reach out to. And I'll see you guys in the next video.